Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Okay, guys. Huge news. A lot to talk about. I can hardly go to sleep. So if you're like me, I don't see how you could go to sleep. If you're anyone in America right now and you just read the news, I don't know how you could go to sleep right now. Honestly, this year feels like the year that's trying to destroy us, honestly, or at least make us question everything that we know, love, and believe in as a family of Americans, as families home, as people who living together. I think things are just a bit absurd, right? And yeah, so I felt like I had to live real quick, check out the stream, and talk. So yeah, let's shrink this down a little bit. Cool. All right, who's up? Who's out? Who's around? Let's see what's going on onto the. Let me pop the chat out here. Theo, my man. Dukin, my dude. Number one, someone is impersonating me. It seems like they have either hacked my phone or hacked my Telegram in a way in which they're able to talk as me. And they went to all of my awesome loyal subscribers. And I feel like whoever this person is, they watched my channel because it's like they know the connection I have with my subs. And I felt like they used that trust to say outlandish things. I'm going to show you guys right now because I want to end this as soon as I can. So I'm going to probably be talking about this for the next few days on my channel, which sucks, right? Because it's not good for like new subs and stuff. But at the same time, like my integrity and my honor is the most important thing to me. So here he is sitting here saying, hey, he's like asking like, can you send me a loan? I'll pay you back. I just can't get the Bitcoin right now. I'll send you a wire. Just trust me. Look, do you know anyone who's selling right now? I withdrew from Coinbase and they whitelisted my address. Selling what? Bitcoin or ETH? I don't know anyone with that, he says. I figured I'd ask. About to pay 14% markup to borrow and lend IO. He can't even spell, right? That's a typo. For 3 damn hours. Damn hours? Like he's using word. Like I don't. 0.27. Do you have it? Could I ship it back in a moment? In a minute? Coinbase withdrawals? About 3.5 hours. If you need 3.5%, I can pay it. Like 0.27? That's damn near $3,000. It's over 3,000. Like it probably is exactly or a little more. When Bitcoin was 10 even, it was $3,000. It was 2,700. So this guy's asking people with my name. He doesn't know who he's messing with, number one. Number one, I let him know I have family high up in federal law enforcement. And if he really knows or wants to play games, he's going to get tracked down. We're going to get him. And yeah, I have family in U.S. Marshals. I have family in high up places in federal law enforcement. So if you want to play games, I'm the wrong guy to play games with. So just know that. If you're out here, if you're watching, if you're creeping, just know that we're onto you. We have ways of tracking you. And I have friends that know how to white hack. I have ways of tracking you. I'm already working on it. You probably go find some other YouTuber because it ain't going to happen here. I have since changed a lot of different things with the security in my account. I don't see this happening again in the future. If it does, please, anyone here on my group, tell everyone in the Telegram immediately. Immediately. No, I'm dead serious. I'm not playing games, you know? This dude stole like almost a couple. No, he took like a few $1,000s from some of my subscribers. So it's pretty serious. Anyway, okay. It happened literally an hour ago. So this is like breaking news. Okay, breaking news. Trump is done. Link down. It's time to short Link. There's no reason not to now. I think the markets will just keep dumping pretty hard. So, Link down is the move. Just wait for it to kind of swing a little bit. We could even play it on a larger scale. Look at that candle, though. We're a little late to the party already. The news kind of came out at 1:10, so we're 17 minutes into this news. We've settled a little bit. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick to see what it's doing. Shout out to CGZ. Okay, so check it out. Bitty Bitcoin. Takes a nice dump. Oversold bounce idea, possibly bouncing off the 200-day moving average, which is good. On the 1 hour, not bad. We went down to 10,385 though, folks. Kind of double touched the same reason we pretty close to where we touched yesterday there in that little dump at 10,428. Got oversold. Supposed to have our cross and we didn't. See the MACD keep going. So we are getting held here. Let me just delete this. This is becoming messy. Too many different things going on. So we see fractals of BART patterns everywhere. This is the BART season, honestly. Like, look, BART. If you don't know what a BART pattern is, look, it's Bart Simpson's head. It goes up. It's the spikes on his head, and it comes down. Here we have up, spikes on the head. It comes down. Up, spikes on the head. Oh, and Trump's sick. BART pattern. Would have happened anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So check this out. No liquidity in the pool. Do you know anyone? So this is what this guy does to me again, to one of my subscribers. Sorry, no liquidity in the pool. He says, do you know anyone who's selling right now? I withdrew from my effing Coinbase and they whitelisted my address. Selling what? Bitcoin or ETH? I don't know anyone with that. I love that. I don't know anyone with that. All right, I figured I'd ask. About to pay 14% markup to borrow from Lend.io for 3 damn hours. What is he talking about? I mean, how much Bitcoin do you need? 0.27? Do you have it? I could ship it back in a minute. Like, this guy, man. So he tried the same thing over and over again. It gets my goat, man. Anyway. How low do you expect Bitcoin to drop? Shout out, Ron. How's everything? Welcome to the group. Welcome to the chat. Please join the Telegram group if you can in the description. How low do I think Bitcoin can go? Well, we're going to take a deep dive into Bitcoin right now. So here we go. We're going to look at the 6 hour. And I'm just going to show you. You may be an expert trader. You may not be advanced or whatever. What I do is, just in case there's a beginner always on the trade, I kind of show them how, guys that are more experienced trade. And I basically show them how I trade. The first thing I do is I find my support and resistance lines on a macro scale. That way, even if I'm shorting on the 1 minute or scalping or anything like that, you can also take that into confluence. Sometimes you'll be right at a move and you'll zoom out and you will see that you're right where you need to be. It's pretty nice. So here we go. We are looking at our multiple support and resistance lines. We are in a new channel, which is great. When I look at this, I keep talking about how we are on this giant triangle, which we've been in since, basically this is the downtrend we've been in ever since the 2017 bull run. And to me, it makes like a symmetrical triangle here. Okay. Yeah, a lot of times I have to go to the 12 hour to complete it. So, and there's 2 triangles, honestly. It's the big one that goes all the way to here, and a smaller one inside of that one. Okay. So I keep saying that we're bullish until we break this trend line here. And I'm sticking to that because it's just like when we trade an alt, guys, it's the same exact scenario, right? This is literally just a retest. And honestly, it's a healthy retest. It's a healthy retest, right? We come right down here, and then as you can see, we begin to flag. And this is on the 12 hour, which has the most confluence. So if we calm down and just kind of like take things for what they are, we're at the bottom of the trend line in a flag. Now, if we start falling down here, then yeah, next support line is right here. You can see we have clear support We have where we had resistance. So we're going to have support, and it was previous support already. I'll show you how and why right here. And this is why these support and resistance lines are so important, because they're going to constantly play out. So you see them, we didn't make it through in this area here. We didn't make it through in this area. We didn't make it through in this area. We came back up. Everyone hear me okay? Sometimes I think I'm a little low. There we go. I boost up the audio a lot more there. Okay, and now it's not uncanny that we're going to come right here and bounce off the same area, right? Same area. Previous resistance becomes new support, and we're starting to form a new place. And this is fine that we come down here to the trend line, in my opinion. Nothing wrong with that. Forming kind of an ascending triangle, which is bullish. It's a bullish pattern on the 12-hour, which has a lot of confluence. And for the dump so far, it could be worse, right? Check out the 1 hour. It's always going to look a lot worse in the 1 hour. If you kind of zoom out and check it out. And where do I see Bitcoin headed, and what are the different levels we can ask, is what you said. Yeah, link down is going to pump hard right now. That's the plan. Yep. I just posted link down in the Telegram group. I like the short link because it's got so much volatility, a lot of volume. You get your orders filled, you can get in, you get out, no questions asked. And the moves that it gets are powerful, whether it goes down, whether it goes up, whether you're shorting or you're sporting, so to speak. It's a fun thing to trade. Just want to give everyone this Bitcoin update, and then we will get into link down right away. Yo, I know you wake up early, you gotta go do your thing. Okay, so check it out. My other level here, we break that level of support. Then what I don't like is we come back into the pattern, right? We come back into the pattern and we just have more levels here, you know? So we break this level in a macro scale, 10, 4, 8. Then we can come back down to 9 to 700. And then we're going all the way to 8,700, honestly, on a macro scale. I bring it to the 4 hour to give you more of like some local time frames, local areas that we could see some support at. And, you know, we're going to have some support here, possibly, yeah, right around here, around 88. But so first level of support, 10,200. Second level of support here, 10,000, basically, you know, and then that's psychological support. Then we're at 9,800. We break 10,000, basically 9,800. We break 9,800, we basically one more level here at 94.21. We break 94.21, it's 89, and then you don't want to break 89 because look at this. Look at this gappage. We never spent a lot of time in the sixes. We never did in the beginning. We never did in the end. If you remember, like, you don't really remember the sixes because they were fast. The sevens were pretty fast too. Bitcoin wasn't like 7,400 or 7,800 for that long ever in its lifetime. This is a region that it's always passed through pretty fast. So if it breaks this level of support, easily could see us back at 6,600. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm giving you the levels of support that Bitcoin has. So these are where you have to watch, where you could basically, where people would begin to short, where people would take profit on a short, where you would see a bounce. These are things that you have to just think about for Bitcoin. I'm bullish right now in this. As long as it stays in this pattern right here, I'm going to stay bullish. So I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. It was about to have a 4 hour cross to boost it up out of the pattern before this Trump nonsense. So things were actually looking really good for Bitcoin. Today, it went to 11,000. I didn't even realize that. Tonight, a little earlier tonight, I didn't know that. Bitcoin had crossed 11,100. And I've been calling for that for a while. And that was basically, that was heavy resistance as well. So Bitcoin did hit 11,100. I missed it, man. I missed it. One time. What I do is like once every few weeks, my friends get together and we do it like a Skype now because we don't get to see each other as much anymore because we all got spread out after the pandemic. And tonight was one of those nights. So I spent like 2-3 hours just socializing with my buddies. Haven't seen in a while. And of course, I get off the call and I see that Trump's sick with COVID. And boom. There you go. And Bitcoin was going to 11,000 at the time, which was amazing. What a run up, right? I'm almost in disbelief. Crippington, what's going on? You guys, Bitcoin hit 11,100? No one was talking about it? Or maybe they were on the chat. Busy getting scammed, huh? By some scum scammer. Dude doesn't even talk like me. Like, that's just, no one's ever impersonated me to scam someone in my life. Like, that's never happened to me. So I had to go to another channel where like this guy invited me with 700 people in there, and I had to just say, hey, everyone. Like, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me, honestly. Too late to short coins, left it. It's very possible. Very possible it's too late. We could be getting a bounce now on Bitcoin, but you never know. That's why you just look at the 1 minute to get an idea of where it's going. Let's look at link down and see if it's doing its thing. Just go to my leverage short token list here. Still a mighty big candle. Look at that thing. Wow. 1 minute. So the 1 minute says about to pop. So here, look. Let's see. This is it. Comes out of this with in the pink with the blue line, then you know that it's still bullish. So here we go. Target. At a big target. Length of the pole, man. Telling me, look, we have a cross coming right here. So here, this is it. Again, I like to buy the bottom of the trend line. If you can't, you got to buy the breakout because you need a bottom trend line. You buy the breakout, then the top trend line becomes the bottom trend line. You guys get me? Super important that you understand that. And basically, this would be, kind of wait for a candle to close somewhere around here. I right click, I put an alert on that. And then we don't even have to watch that. If the price hits this line, we'll get an alert. Ding, 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 ding. And then we can go from there. BNB down, flagging a bit as well. Looking pretty bullish, right? This may not be over, man. It's a lot of people who haven't woken up yet. Wait for Asia to wake up. Look, alert, saving, failed. Please try again. Interesting. Never happened. Let's do that again. Oh, it did save. Maybe there was a glitch. It's saved now. Because it's there, right there. It says it's there. I can go to my alerts and check, actually, right? Link down, crossing the horizontal line, active. So it's there. I can see it there right there if you see your alerts. So cool. XTC down, doing really well. Booming. So everything, man, basically an hour ago, 11%. Damn, ETH down. ETH down is now in a bull flag. This could be worth staying up for, guys. Honestly. It really could be. I'm just putting all these scalps on your radar. These 1 minute scalps. Because you don't know, right? Bitcoin could make a bounce. You got to take advantage. That's why the scalps are great. You can see the changing environment in crypto. If you've been in crypto, and you've been on my channel, you've been doing your own thing on other channels, you've been hanging out, you can see how, look at that, right? So this looks like it's going to break out of this falling wedge. I may have to, I don't even want to trade it, but I may have to. I wasn't even going to come out on live stream and trade. That wasn't the plan at all. But the environment just calling my name, man. Like, look at that. It's starting to break out now. This would be the buy right here. You buy the breakout. That second candle has broken out. So you'd be buying a breakout right now. Maybe there's a retest. Could be a retest. And what I show you is you just hide in the pattern with a stop loss. 1% stop loss. Because it comes back into the pattern that negates. Comes all the way that far. Comes back out. Fine. They did their thing. They got you good. 1.5% maybe at the most. So there was a retest, if you think about it. It came back down to the pattern. A lot of times it breaks out, comes back to the pattern. You get a wick. You buy into this wick with your stop loss right here, something like that. There's a chance it's a fake out. This happens all the time. You never know. That's why you have a very tight stop loss. See? I didn't enter the trade at the moment. I'm still looking here at the zoomed in part of the MACD. And it didn't like fully turn up. Could turn into a little bit of a bottom move. We'll just keep watching that. Sometimes that's my indication. I just have my hand on that buy button ready to rock. Like to zoom right in here and get a good look too. See what is happening. Dude, you haven't slept yet either? I mean, I'm exhausted. Crypto's been just kicking my butt lately. Not like losing money, just like trading, like the action. Just the action, and just there's been a lot of action, man. So now we're coming down. And I'm always willing to change the idea, but to me, that's like, that looks like it's just a retest. Nice little retest. It's starting to curve up a little more. Come on, curve up. You have a double bottom there. Should be a little bullish pattern on the MACD. Starting to curve. Now you're up here. I like the trade, man. With Trump sick, you know how many people are going to wake up in the middle of the night and just see it run to their computer right now and do a panic sell? I think a lot of people are going to panic sell right now. Or if you just started a trade, you're just going to tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to close this trade. I'm only down $10. You know what? Let me close it before it gets any worse. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I think. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks like that, right? So my idea right now is that this is just going to keep moving up and get to the top of the pattern at least. And the gain is, let's just see. Nice, 2.88%. Yeah, fire sale inbound. I think so. I think so, for sure. Bitcoin's going to have the bearish retest, right? Let's see what it's doing. Almost pressed the buy button. Now it's acting funny. We got some gap spacing. DOT down, just flying. You can't even track it. ETH down, coming down with a retest on the top of this trend line too. Interesting. Now it's smothering itself here. There's the pop. Technically is a retest, even though it's a messy retest. It's technically what it is. It's what it looks like to me. She's your next candle. Boom up right through this channel. Just pop, 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 pop. You're going to see some heavy movement there. It's very, very possible. But you know what? Keep looking at that MACD. Oof. Now, what do I see happening for the bigger markets? We're going to take a look at the futures for the Dow because I think that's going to have an effect on everything as well. So we're going to take a look at that. We're also going to take a look at maybe some news. We're going to take some sentiment on Twitter, try to get an idea of what's going on, and then I'm going to bounce out of here, hopefully by 2:15. I mean, by 2:20. Give you about 25 quick minutes of some news, some action, and a possible solution to make some money in all of this. This would be a good trade, technically, right now. Seems like it would be the best idea. We're about to have the cross. We're in the pink. There could be another retest one more time. Just trying to get in for that good, sweet price. It is starting to go sideways. We could turn this into possibly, we could say it's trying to just be open-minded with the patterns. Could look at this. Are we coming back down to the bottom? Are we still doing this? Or are we going to double bottom? Coming down here all the way. So two ways to look at it. Just to always change your perspective. But I definitely do see a trend line here forming. That's an idea though. Maybe we didn't break out. Maybe we're in this pattern. I don't have to be so perfecto, but yeah. I play a lot of games with the 1 minute. They tend to show me a lot of different stuff. Like we have dissecting trends. Like this is a trend. This is a trend. We're going to find out right now which trend wins. Does this break this trend? Or does this continue up on this trend? Right? Or does it come down and break this trend? Pretty interesting, right? To see the battle. So now in what I like about multi-trend pattern trading, I guess you could call it. Not everybody does it, or like triple axis pattern trading. I may have coined that term right now. I've never really heard it, but it's basically triple axis pattern trading, or quadruple axis pattern trading, or four-dimensional pattern trading, or As you can see, you're making 4-dimensional shapes if you look at it in a way. Like if you put a line there, it's like a pyramid. Anyway, so we are bouncing now off that trend line, which is healthy. You can see a green candle coming up. We are kind of doing some sideways action, though. I wanted it to begin move and keep flying up, and the fact that it's not doing that is kind of just lackluster for me. So anyway, now we do have a double bottom here. Any divergences that we can see playing out? There was some right here. There's bullish divergence. You can see the price action going down, RSI going up. Beautiful. We have it here too, but this time, this is one of the few times I saw it fake you out pretty hard. So this is the Trump thing, I think. Like, it looked like it was going to save itself, but it just did not. So there's bearish divergence not playing out. One of the few times I've seen it not play out. You could say it did right here, though. You could technically say it bounced up right here a little bit, so it did play out. Crypto Don Juan, what up, bro? You're up late. Yeah, man, this is an emergency stream, dude. Someone is personating me in my Telegram group and trying to take people's money. I really wanted to tell people about it personally, immediately, as soon as possible, just to come clean, make sure everyone knew it wasn't me, because you never know. I know there's all sorts of schemes out there. And number two, I want to make sure it never happens again. And I've taken precautions to put more securities on my Telegram group. You guys can do all sorts of things. You can put a local passcode. You can do, two-factor security, all that different stuff. So yeah, secure your Telegram up to the highest point, because people know that you're using your Telegram for all these different groups. It's getting purged and looked at by hackers and dirty people. So be careful. Gladys Pruitt, what's going on, everybody? Nice to see an eclectic group of people up. And wherever you are in the world, good morning, good evening, good day, good night. Wherever you are in this cryptoverse, hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having a wonderful night, time, whatever it is. Hope things are going well for you. We got to stay calm in these times of Bitcoin carnage, right? Now, this looks like it's eventually just going to make its way. Look at the last cross it had. It came up pretty hard. It's going sideways now, doing pretty well. So let's see. It's looking tasty, looking very tasty with these double touches on the trend line. Definitely respected the trend line. Didn't break it yet. So I'm going to put an alert back up here because it stayed, I guess. Let's see if it's still active. I just put it up again. I just want to make sure it's active. All right. If it breaks out, I get some strong candle movement here now. That's very bullish. Look, we have a double bottom now forming here on the MACD, right? Do we have any hidden bullish divergence? We have kind of almost, it's not hidden, but there should be another name for it. Like, it's slight divergence because this angle is sharper than that angle, but they're pretty much on the same. They're not diverging too bad. Now we have a very strong curve with the pop-up. That's telling me this is confirmation. I'm going to take a stab at this right now with my alert, okay? 1% stop loss on this candle. There's a mighty big candle for a breakout, okay? If it comes back down and retest the pattern, and then I can snatch it, that's what I was hoping for. And that, my friends, you're witnessing a breakout right there in front of your eyes. That's how you do it, and that's how you confirm the breakout. Now, who knows? It could be a fake out. It may not go all the way. At this point, if you get up anywhere in here, you raise your stop loss now to 0 as soon as you can, okay? This could definitely be a retest into the pattern, okay? And then again, stop loss, very, very low. 1.5%, not high at all. Don't want to risk a lot on these trades, especially in a time like today. Look, we didn't get the cross yet again. What a fake out. Extreme fake out. Almost felt like it did cross and didn't, Elongated MACD now. Bitcoin holding this position now. Let's look at it on the 12-hour. What do we see? The 12-hour, not bad. It's like we already kind of had our rollover. Remember, we go down in the white part of the green and the red. The pink is where we begin to move up again. A lot of people think it's the green is where the move starts. And honestly, if you glance over this, you'll think that. And I've even seen mentors and teachers tell people, oh, buy when the cross. But you should really be buying around the pink area here, because look, there's a lot of movement in the pink. Right here, like, see, when this happens, there's a little bit. Here it was a little bit because that was a huge move. But even there, you'll see, like, some of the, like, this big green candle right here, and these two candles here, this three sections, and I'll show you how big it is in part is, but this whole section here, 1, 2, 3, which is 4% of a move that basically went 11. So a little under half of the move, or about a third of it, was in this pink area. So I just want to keep reiterating that. So that's why you like front run the pink, and that's your plan. That's your idea, you know, to front run the pink on the 1 minute. Okay. Look, it looks like we're going to have our cross now. Finally, if I can find the price action. It gets so small when you go back from different time frames. I should have just multiple windows open, but we'll see. So trade is going well so far. We're down $4. We'll see how it goes, and just so you can see the trade. Just so you know, guys, how we actually trade here. I do show my trades. One of the few traders out here that does it. We got in for 12,000 at basically 5,999. Okay, and our stop loss is very steep. Very, very, very high probability I lose $100 here. But I'm willing to take a shot, honestly. I'm willing to take a shot. And my take profit's up here at 59. Okay. I have my area here at 61. I'm going to be a little bit below that. Not try to be greedy. Get in, get out, do my thing, right? My target's at 65, actually. Should bring it down. Yeah, I want to bring it down to 61. At resistance there. I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm trying to scalp a quick scalp. And what I like about the 1 minute is you'll find out if you're going to make the money pretty fast, right? And then you can move on. And it's not about holding on or wishing, and you just kind of set it and forget it, and you let it rock. Hey guys, notice something interesting. It's worth looking at. I'll post it in the Telegram tomorrow. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was some BS, dude. It was some BS. It was some BS. Yeah, but Crypto Don Juan, man, you're one of the first people, and now the group's kind of getting bigger, man. Come on tomorrow and check it out. Like, it's a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of movement, a lot of different interesting folks from all around the world. It's a worldly group, an interesting group, very smart group. People are picking up what I'm putting down pretty fast. And then there's probably people even better than me that are adding to the group, and it's dope, man. Things are going really, really well. Can't hate. Yeah, except for today with the little bit of the shady shenanigans. But hey, things happen, right? So it is what it is, and we'll persevere no matter what, right? You believed in me since the very beginning, man. Since the very, very beginning. ETH down, starting to break out as well. As you can see, clearly on its way halfway to the target already. And you probably like this now because with all your scalps, I learned how to scalp, man. I taught myself how to scalp one day. I just sat there with little bits of money and just kept trying to do it over and over and over again. And yeah, taught myself how to scalp on the low. It's crazy. Crazy. And what I did is I kept trying to buy these. I kept buying the bottom of the trend lines with small amounts of money, and I noticed that the stop wasn't getting hit a lot, and I was like, wow, dope, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, you could school a lot of us, man. We would love to have a nice leverage trader like you in there. Can't hurt to have you in there, man. A lot of knowledge out of Crypto Don Juan. Shout out to everyone. Say what up to Crypto Don Juan, man. Held me down when I first started. Like, he was one of the first people who was like, you can do this. Like, your channel's going to be awesome. You're going to rock out. And I was like, really? He's like, yes. I was like, you know what? Sometimes that's all you need. And especially from someone you don't know that well, like someone you've met through the internet or has an interest with you, you'd be surprised. Like, that person can motivate you beyond any friend, family member that you ever met. Like, they may really push you, and or it just inspires you because, you know, like, it comes out of nowhere. You're like, wow, you know what? Why not? You know, and it's such a positive thing because it's like you're getting into something new and you're meeting new people, and then someone's like, yo, man, you should try this out. And you try it out. It's like, wow, it's pretty cool, you know? So follow your dreams, man. And if you feel something, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you got, like, you know, you got your life taken care of, you know, you're taking care of your responsibilities, you got to follow your heart, follow your dreams, and do what makes you happy. Eventually, you're going to get eaten up inside, and you're going to have to find your passion anyway. So you might as well dig deep and find it as soon as you can. And I know my passion is teaching, helping, and maybe it will change in different ways. Like this bull market, I'm hoping to cash in on, right? And then have a bit of a different lifestyle. And that's, like, you know, that's the dream, right? We're all in crypto is for life-changing wealth or some type of difference. And that's another reason why I tell people that you don't have to trade all the time. Like, don't obsessively trade. Like, if you miss a move, you miss a move. If things happen, they happen. Like, these moves are kind of getting dried up. As you can see, like, boom. I did get stopped out. I lost $100. It is what it is. Tight on the market. And, you know, it is what it is. So you can't get upset. And you know what? This probably will rock out and go higher. I'm tired. It's late at night. It's another one of my trading rules is not to trade this late. So I kind of broke a trading rule of mine. And look, I got slapped for it. I lost $100. So take it from me. Take it from me, man. Yeah. You don't always have to be in a trade. And sometimes when you're feeling the need to trade, don't trade. I did like the setup, and it was looking nice. But, you know, it didn't go to plan. I was a little late on the news, honestly, right? Right when that tweet happened, we should have jumped on it. All right. Let's just look at the market sentiment. Let's Google this and see what we get. Then we'll go to Twitter as well, because I love just... Twitter gives you that, like, nice picture of the world and such a nicely wrapped up little funny message, doesn't it? I kept saying there's no way he's not going to get it. This was months ago, right? So the Washington Post, of course, they go hard, right? Trump says he and his first lady have tested positive for coronavirus. President Trump announced in a tweet early Friday morning that he and his wife Melania both tested positive for the novel virus. We will begin our quarantine and recovery process immediately. We will get through this together. The news came just hours after it was announced that the Hope Hicks, a close advisor to Trump, who traveled with him aboard Air Force One several times this week, had tested positive. The president's physician, Sean P. Conley, wrote in a letter that Trump and his wife are both well at this time, and they plan to remain at home within the White House during their convalescence. We are feeling good, says the First Lady after testing positive. We're feeling good. I have postponed all upcoming events, she wrote in a tweet. Please be sure you stay safe, and we will all get through this together. A statement released from the White House physician early on Friday did not say if either the president or the First Lady experienced coronavirus symptoms before testing positive. Wow. Yeah. Pretty nuts, right? Just to kind of go over the news and think about it for a second. Then I'm going to kind of give you some tricks, guys, to help you start your day in crypto. If you're ever up late or you're around... you have $500. What are you buying in the crypto market? I like what this guy says. ICX. Because no one would do that. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. Check me out. And yeah, I post setups a lot sometimes in here. Like if I throw a setup a lot of days right here, like see Uni USDT, I'll be throwing links to the setup in here so you can see my charts and stuff like that. So if you miss something in the Telegram, a lot of times it pops up into the Twitter account. So Trump. That's COVID. Just want to see what the world's saying. COVID-19 entering in Donald Trump after he keeps calling it a hoax. Stupid, man. The coronavirus, Trump has COVID, and I took that personally, whatever that is. So people are laughing. My whole timeline finding out Trump tested positive for COVID. Melania, after realizing she's going to be stuck isolated with no one but the man for company for 2 weeks. Oh, man. So people think it's a hard drone testing power, and I'm pretty sure the Simpsons have never lied. Remember when he died? Like, isn't that weird? So creepy, man. I was talking about that today with my friends, how the Simpsons have hit, and there's an idea that Matt Groening or someone in the Simpsons has access to a time machine, because they have gotten a lot of things right many, many times. They even got the pandemic. Remember when I was a kid, like 12 or 13, they had an episode where there was a virus from China. They were coughing in a box. People opened the box. They breathed in the little particles. So everyone thinks this is funny, man. COVID entering his system. Everyone's thinking it's funny. Oh no.
When I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test, and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I wear a mask.
So people are kind of making a joke of this. I thought there would be more of a panic feeling. Oh man, the virus wants to get out of Trump. So if we look at it on Twitter, it's a joke. It's a complete joke. Wow. Let's look at the Dow futures and see if it's a joke. It's not a joke to me because I'm a trader, right? So this is like world sentiment and life. All right. Stock futures, pre-market data. So we're down already 209 points in the futures. Okay, so we're going to open up red. And we were supposed to have a green week by the chart. You know, when I looked at the Dow, and I basically chart the Dow, you know, on Sundays and Saturdays, kind of give myself an idea of where it's going, because it directly affects the markets right now. Hopefully they'll finally decouple and there will be an uncorrelation. But right now there's a direct correlation with the markets. So, and as you can see, the Dow is in this nice double bottom. It was forming here. Not the 1 minute. No. As you can see, though, the Dow is in this falling wedge. It was supposed to break out and get all the way back to 29,000 of its near its all-time high. And from there, I'm not sure what would happen. On the weekly, I did see we have a horrible cross on its way coming. The last time we had a cross like that was a dump here when we went from 26,000 all the way to 23. So a pretty hefty drop, right? That's damn near, that's over 10%. And again, last time we had another cross was here in March, was that horrible drop all the way down to 18,000, which I had been calling on my channel for months. I had drawn a Fibonacci retracement, and I said it's pretty likely we go down to the 0.5 fib. I said maybe even the 0.6. I said 15,000 would be completely normal because look how far the Dow, and I looked at it just like a cryptocurrency. I played it just like a chart with no emotions. I said, well, almost every altcoin I see that booms up this much retraces 61.8% of the time. Fibonacci rules, right? So I said, you know, the Dow, and look, the Dow came all the way to the 0.5 at 18.5. I've been saying it up here. I was saying it's going to have to come back down to the 0.5. Everyone got freaked out and looked at the Dow. If you look at my channel, I've been predicting the Dow going down there for literally months. Just every other day, I was on live streams going, hey guys, take a look at the Dow. I think it's probably going to have a correction because it's gone up too far. Honestly, if you look at the Dow on the weekly and you really want to get an idea of it, like this is, it's going to scare you if you really want to understand. So this is the '08 crisis right here. Okay. 2000. Wait, this is 1990. Okay, this is 91, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to school you guys on something nuts. It'll blow your mind. So 1997, 01. So here we have the dot-com bubble was in 2000, right? 1999, 2000. So this was the dot-com bubble, 1999 going in there. So this was the dot-com bubble right here, going into 2000. The Dow dropped from 9,000, 11,000 all the way down to about 7,000, right? And then here's the '08 crisis right here. And this is where the Dow went from 14,000 all the way to 6,000, right? Now look at the change in the amount of money that was being printed and the amount of movement in the Dow from 2000 all the way to 2009, 10 years. Now let's look at from 2010 to 2020. Look how much the Dow has grown. Never in the history has the Dow grown by such a leg in such a time. Here's its biggest leg. This is from 1986 all the way to 1999, right? And that's a 14-year period. It had a very almost similar move, but it gobbled this move up in 10 years. To me, this is a direct result of the government now buying stocks. The Federal Reserve is buying stocks in the stock market right now. This is horrible right now. Basically, we're basically a socialist nation being controlled by the government in a way. Like, I hate to say it, but because they're owning, I think the Federal Reserve bought all the credit default swaps. So they own more real estate right now, I think, than anyone in America. They own more mortgages. And don't take my word for it. Fed now the largest holder of treasuries and MSB globally, mortgage-backed securities. See? Dude, the Fed owns more. The Federal Reserve balance sheet expanding exponentially. Fed is the largest holder of U.S. Treasury securities and mid-June bio research. The Fed eating its own tail. Many economists see the action as foreboding. The U.S. government is printing stimulus money at a rapid rate. The economy is depending on the flows to such a degree that the Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin even labeled an addiction. However, the cost of pumping liquidity in the market comes with the substantial issue of new Treasury assets. In particular, the 10-year Treasury note is witnessing some of the highest rates of growth since World War II. The flood of federal debt swamped the market, causing the Fed to step in and buy. Ultimately, the government is buying government debt, a strange situation. Mortgage-backed securities. A rise in housing market prices has been hailed as a sign of market growth. However, the Fed is also buying up mortgage-backed securities like there's no tomorrow. Look at this. So they're in direct correlation. As the culprit for the 2008 crisis, the mortgage-backed security market desperately requires buyers as liquidity dries up during the ongoing COVID pandemic. The Fed buying has, to be sure, stabilized the market, but the cost to do so remains an enigma. The notion of buying bad debts is not new. The U.S. government has long been a substantial buyer of its own paper. However, the nature of the current crisis brings into the question the long-term sustainability of this model. Eventually, the market must return to fundamentals, leaving someone to hold the bags. Like, we're in bad shape. We're in really bad shape. Man, I wish I could lie to you guys, but I got to tell you the truth. Weekly doesn't look good for the Dow. Looks like we're going to get up here. You know, the four hour in the daily says we have a beautiful cross. We're going to get back to that all-time high. And then it's Senorita Sally, man. And it's going to affect gold. It's going to affect a lot of things. Gold bouncing up now, though, with the fear, right? Fear with what's going on. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, wow, gold. Gold moving high, man. Trump gets sick, gold goes up. People get into safe assets. Let's hope JNUG makes a move pre-market. JNUG is a 3 times ETF on gold. So if you're new or you want to trade something more safe or you want to put your money in something, JNUG right here at 132 a share and rising. Look for it to break back into its pattern here and become bullish again, especially with the new formed Trump sick crisis going on and everyone making a joke of it. And I don't think it's funny when the president's sick. I'm not a supporter either way. I'm bipartisan on this. Wow, eToro providing staking rewards for Cardano. This is big news for Cardano. Thank you so much for adding that to the stream. So eToro now providing staking rewards for Cardano. Big news for Cardano. I love Cardano. I have a giant bag of it. So go Cardano, go, man. The more things that happen to Cardano, the better. I'm very happy with Cardano. So thank you. That made me extremely happy. It changed my feeling on the day. Let's look at fiat weekly. Are we pouring it in? Are we slow and zooming? What are people doing? You think this would put people into Bitcoin? The decoupling, man. You think one day you're just going to have to send the decoupling? You know? Let's look at what they're talking about here.
Trump has tweeted saying that he and the First Lady have tested positive for COVID-19. Let's go straight to Los Angeles and our US correspondent, Greg Milam. Morning to you, Greg. I mean, we knew this was a possibility, but this is going to play really big in the States, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is a tweet 5 to 1 in the morning in Washington, and that tweet from the president saying we will get through this together. But you're right, that it's been coming in the last couple of hours, and I can take you through what happened. Excuse me. Hope Hicks, who's one of the closest, if not the closest advisor to Donald Trump, was confirmed a few hours ago as having tested positive for COVID-19. Now, she has been traveling with the president throughout this week. She was on that trip to Cleveland in Ohio for the presidential debate on Tuesday. She was with him on a trip to a rally in Minnesota on Wednesday. Now, on that trip to Minnesota, she'd had a test. She was found to be negative before traveling. She began to feel unwell on the trip and quarantined on the plane back. She'd been on Air Force One and Marine One with the president. She tested positive when she got back, and that was on Wednesday night. And as a result of that, in the last few hours, the president confirmed that he and the First Lady had been tested for COVID-19. They were, in his words, beginning the quarantine process, and they expected the result in the next few hours, and that result is what we've just got back in the last few minutes. What's interesting is that the White House knew that Hope Hicks was positive on Wednesday night Washington time, but still the president went ahead yesterday with the visit to his golf course in New Jersey, in Bedminster. That was for a fundraiser. So even though they knew he'd been in close contact with someone who had tested positive, that trip was allowed to go ahead. And it's only in the last few hours that quarantine process has begun, and that will be a 14-day quarantine process. We wait to hear from the White House what the protocol is. Now, under guidelines from the Centers for Disease Control, you would assume the president is considered an essential worker, so he will be able to continue to do his job from the White House, you would imagine, although there is the possibility that the Vice President, Mike Pence, will be able to step in. But all of this, of course, in an election campaign, and events planned for the next few days and weeks as he seeks re-election. This is a real bombshell from a man, of course, who has always downplayed his own vulnerability to this virus.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, this is going to bring back all the things that he said right at the beginning of all of this, isn't it? I mean, even down to him claiming at one point
it'll go away.
Was all just a hoax. I mean, in terms
I don't. You know what? You know what's funny? He didn't say it was a hoax. I'm not a supporter of him, but I remember them telling everyone that he never said that. I actually was, because I dissect things just like a trader, and he didn't say those words that way, and the media keeps repeating it. He did say by the spring it would go away, and it will be like a miracle, though. And I felt like there could have been some other better ways to talk about it. But anyway, it is what it is. He also was what if you were the president when the world was in a pandemic? Like, what would you do? A huge decisions to make. You're going to piss off someone either way. There's no way you're going to make everybody happy, even if you were an angel. So I see bullish divergence on Bitcoin, which is good on the 1 hour. That could stop the bleeding for us here as we have a move and a move there. So there you go. There's some hope in the end. And we're at the bottom of a pattern, guys. It's very bullish. We're at the bottom of a beautiful bullish pattern. There's really nothing to worry about. We're actually double bottoming here. And honestly, this is the pattern I keep seeing over and over again. It's like the BART pattern inside of the triangle. D. Hopefully he will allow CDC to admit to the truth. Yeah. I mean, the WHO was in China's. The WHO was in China. The WHO was working for China, man. You know. What broke out of your wedge? Bitcoin? Let me see what he's saying. Hadouken. Seizing Big Macs was all a plan. It really was, right? And then he gets sick. Like, he knew he was sick 2 days ago. You don't come out and tell the public you're sick the second you know. You find out you're sick, and then you kind of form a plan, right? So DXY on the move now? Really? That little scum. That little dirty dog. And look at link down. Still in this channel. Playing a game. It's a bullish channel though. Sure to break out at one point, but we don't know when, right? So Bitcoin bullish now. So bad news, but now look, I went to Fiat Weekly honestly, and we may actually have a crazy day because what is that alert for? Let's see. We may have a crazy day. I just want to see what my alert is there. It's weird. I don't see an alert anywhere. Maybe I put it there. Interesting. Anyway, Fiat Weekly, Bitcoin was pouring. A second ago, it was flying in pretty fast, like faster than fast. So there's a lot of money coming in, man, to the U.S. Money buying a lot. So posted a chart on Telegram. See, yo, I don't know how you guys do it. I'm up at 2 in the afternoon. I'm up at 1 a.m. You guys are always around. It's insanity. Crypto fruitcakes, crypto freaks. I love you guys. Just like me. Yeah, we have hidden bullish divergence there. And there we did pop out. Yep. Nice call. Hadouken, man. You're becoming an expert, bro. Never understand what? Technical analysis? Is that what you're saying? I could make you understand it, man. Lifers really don't sleep, dude. Look at that. See the rapid fire of crypto going into the market right now? That's what I'm talking about. So, dude, it's pretty crazy right now. Things are getting bullish. So we had our initial dump, and then everyone was like, you know what? I think this is a perfect, like, everyone was like, this is a good time to buy it, right? Like, we should buy. 7 people on the watching, throw those likes in there. Thank you so much. One more like, we'll get to 7. See if we can get some more clowns in here for the night. Oh, you'll never understand the cryptocurrency market. No, it's insane, man. Right? I think that's why we all love it, because we're all on a mystery ride, right? Like, we secretly don't want to be in something that we fully understand, right? Like, I get the fundamentals, you know, but like, where is it going? Are you farming enough? Like, are you over there? Who's over here? How much? Like, there's just a lot going on all the time. Look, so people are buying XLM, people getting into Tether, a lot of people tethering up. Algo seems to be getting pumped really hard right now. So let's look at Algo, because it looks like Algo is pumping. You can use this to trade, guys. It's not just a fun little visual. Like, it'll give you some serious information. I mean, it's projecting a visual of an overload of buying right into your face. You're able to see. This is actually how we should talk. This is how language should be given. We should have symbols that represent sentences, and you could just hand someone a couple symbols, and you can like, they understand the entire thing. Core is just going out of control, man. I have to leave it alone because it just won't stop. But it's out of control. Like, you told us about it, man. You put it on our radar, and I like downplayed it a little bit. I have to be honest. I'll be honest. I was like, oh, no. But you know what? 2 other people had talked about it. So when you brought it up, I was like, damn. You know when you get that yearning feeling, like, oh, that's something I should look at. That's something I should figure out. And then you don't. It's kind of how I felt about this thing. Oh, my gosh. So my subscribers telling me core. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. I get it. But he was like, no, dude, it was $290 like a day and a half ago. And now it went to $6,700. It went all the way back to $5,300. Had a little bit of a down period to $2,900, and then they bought that wick back up, and then boom, this thing is off to the races. 30-minute chart. So you have bearish divergence on core right now, though, just to give you a heads up, which is beginning to play out. May want to take some money, and it might, good chance it comes back down to here or here for support region. You know, definitely here you have really strong support at 2,900, you know. And if you pull a Fibonacci retracement, I almost don't need it, but here, I think we got one here. Long position price range. Fib retracement. Elliott wave. There you go. Fib retrace. Oh, they got everything here, man. This thing is great. So look for coming back to the 0.5 fib, which could be 4,362. That'd be a nice place to accumulate right now. And honestly, this dip has nothing to do with Trump. Like, it ran up and it has bearish divvy now. And it's oversold on the RSI. And, you know, 30-minute doing its thing. You can't really see much more. It's too new to really get any chance. So the 30-minute really is your strongest level of ideas here. You're very high MACD curve, and you have all the reasons for a short. Core down. If there's a core down, this would be a nice short right now. I'm not hating on your move. I think you're amazing. I think you're going to go back to the 0.9. I think this thing goes to 10,000, you know. If it can do this in that amount of time, I mean, imagine what it can do. So, yeah. Look at that on the MACD. This strange W. I've never seen something like that. It's pretty crazy here too. Big cup and handle almost on the MAC, on the RSI. And we actually did have a cup and handle. I didn't notice it, but there it is. Do you see it, guys? I'll draw it out for you guys just to kind of teach you if you're not sure. But this is the cup here, right? And then came down for a little handle right here and right here, and boom, price blasted right out of the handle like it does. So a cup and handle, and this is what cup and handles do. Kind of take the length, the cup, and you bring it up. Try to get your measured move. It's pretty money right there. See that? Got pretty close. So wow, I'm not happy I missed this trade on the 30-minute. I mean, this thing went from, so basically in the last hour and a half, it went from 37. It basically did 100% in the last hour and a half. Congratulations. I'm sad I wasn't there. It is how alien. It's D. You know what's strange? I didn't say that, but that is how aliens communicate. I watched a documentary about it, about this guy that got, taken to a ship over and over again. Whether it's true or not, but I believe it. I'm willing to believe it. I'm not willing to say it's not true. I'm not willing to say it is true. I don't know. I'm being open-minded. Yeah, Baidu and PokerStar. Yeah, they popped too. Baidu did a big move, right? Let's look at PokerStarter. I wanted to run on that I knew that was going to make money, but I was just so focused on other stuff. Oh, wow, but this is retraced hard, huh? Wow. So this went up and came really far back down. This took a dump city, but that's a pretty good place. That would be resistance. I mean, support, previous resistance. But that's an ugly chart, right? That's a pumpy dumpy. You got them both. So they call it POS. PokerStars? Polls. That's why you guys were talking. I got polls. So you think this is the time to buy polls, right? Get it a little. I remember Baidu when it first was, people were talking about it when it first came out. I almost bought into like the ICO or right after the ICO, like right at the very beginning. Saw a channel that convinced me it was going to be pretty big and had to give it. I was like, you know what? You're probably right. Oh, I think it's like, I don't think I'm able to even chart it yet. I think it's so early. I can't see it yet. So crazy news, man. People seem to be pouring into Bitcoin from Fiat Weekly. I don't know how Link Down's going to do if Bitcoin keeps going up. Not too well, in my opinion. Bitcoin dominance. That's booming up now. Interesting. Let's look at it on the 1 hour. So look at these weird spikes in Bitcoin dominance. I find that really strange. You see these wicks? They're real. They're really wicks, but look how big they are. I've never seen wicks like that in my entire life. So Bitcoin dominance, man. So get out of your altcoins, man. It's going to be a tough day. It's going to be a real tough day to trade, for sure. Boom, man. Yeah. I'm not going to open any new positions for any reason. I just don't see a reason to. Wow, with dominance doing that, man, and we had just had it fall back to the pattern. Things were going well. We bounced back up, boom, and then we boom right up. Look at that. We're all getting overbought now, so dominance will have to cool off. That's a good thing. Maybe tomorrow dominance cools off, and the fact that we got such a fast spike, it can then cool off, and as it cools off, the alt will run. So there's a chance we have a little bid, but it might be later. Banned at $5. Ooh, look at that. That's an oversold band if I've ever seen one. Kind of makes you feel like you got to buy it, right? Like, when do you think we'd ever get back to band? And this is a strong level of support. You can see we hit it here. We kind of wicked through it a lot. We're back in this area again. Strong range for band, right? If it's going to stop anywhere, where do you think it would have to stop, right? In this range. Might want to think about picking up a little band, even like a couple $100 to add to a position. You know, dollar cost average into band. If you've always liked it, it's a good time to gobble up a little bit of band. Just a little bit. Don't be greedy. Just, you know, but treat yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself to a little band ice cream. Get yourself in there, you know, be happy. Okay. And that's it, guys. Bitcoin holding this position, bouncing back up. I think we're going to be all right. One last thing, Hadouken, before I run away. Band partnered with Tron. That's pretty cool. So we're going to see some Band Tron action. We'll go from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, crypto is life. True, too. I think so. I love you guys. Be safe, man. And remember, I will never contact you and ask you, hey, I need some money just for a second. I'll pay you back. No. No. Never. I would never, ever do that. I do tutoring. We can work out a payment like that privately. But you'll know it's me. We're going to set up a Zoom link. We're going to talk. Like, it's like, don't fall for these scams. Honestly, the next time someone contacts you like that, yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to set up code words. But how do we do that? Right? We're going to have to figure this out. 10,500, man. That's all we need, dude. That's a big number for Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin can hold 10.5. And, dude, when we look at Fiat Weekly, people are buying Bitcoin. People are scared. Gold's going up. Today may be the day that Bitcoin decouples. Honestly, I'm going to say it right now. I think 10,500, we may begin to decouple from the global markets. Mark my words. Because think about it. Trump gets sick. We sell off during the night. The global markets don't have a chance to react yet. We've reacted already. Our RSIs have already been set. And we begin to recover when they start to sell. It's kind of a hypothesized situation of an idea that, you know, you never know. The futures are already falling on us, though, as I showed you before. That's CoinTrader Pro, if you ever want to grab that and check it out. But gold on the rebound, very strong. Stock futures and pre-market data, let's check it out again. Getting worse. Futures now down $341, 337. Nasdaq down 176. We're looking for some real pain tomorrow in the regular markets. Of course, there's going to be a heavy sell-off. Coronavirus vaccine trial participants report exhaustion, fever, and headaches, but worth it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to put that thing in my body. So the House passes a $2.2 trillion Democratic stimulus bill. The House passed a $2.2 Democratic coronavirus stimulus plan on Thursday night as Democrats and the Trump administration struggled to strike a deal. The chamber approved the legislation at 270 vote. 18 Democrats vote against the measures. Lawmakers in competitive districts grow wary of the ongoing measures over aid. The bill likely will not get through the Republican-held Senate and become law. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has opposed the legislator as his caucus resists spending trillions more on the federal response to the pandemic. The vote followed Thursday conservation between House. So earlier in the day, Pelosi downplayed the possibility that talks with Manchin this week offered the last best chance to approve more relief before November 3rd election. The Democratic bill would reinstate the $600 per week enhanced unemployment benefit through January. It would send a second $1,200 direct stimulus to most Americans. It would give a $436 billion relief over 1 year to state and local governments, and authorize more money for a second round of Paycheck Protection Program loans for the hardest hit businesses and industries. Send $25 billion to airlines to cover payroll costs, inject $75 billion into COVID testing and contact tracing efforts, and put $225 billion into education and $57 billion into childcare. Set aside billions for rental and mortgage assistance. Manchin countered the Democrats' plan Wednesday with a $1.6 trillion proposal. NBC News reported it includes a $250 billion for the state and local governments, $400 per week in extra unemployment benefits, $150 billion for enhancement. So they countered on that. Yeah, how the stimulus checks can lead to your money being worth less in the future. Well, that's obvious because they're printing so much money. What happens is,
in the wake of the coronavirus crisis, the fiscal bonanza from Congress and stimulative monetary policy from the Federal Reserve have a lot of people wondering about inflation. With all of this government spending, the stimulus checks, PPP loans, enhanced unemployment insurance, low interest rates, and the money printer going wild, we must be facing a huge risk of inflation, right? Well, not so fast. The answer might not be so simple. I'm a vice president at Altamont Capital Partners, a private equity fund based in the Bay Area, and I'm on a mission to demystify the world of finance with storytelling. I tend to think that the simplest way to talk about inflation and deflation is to use the analogy of a balloon. Imagine the economy as a big balloon. In March, you had a massive shock that put a tear in that balloon. People weren't spending money because they were stuck inside. So naturally, the balloon began to deflate. The Fed, Congress, and policymakers all saw this and started frantically pumping in air to fill it back up. But why? Well, central banks traditionally follow Keynesian economic principles, which says that spending is the holy grail of economic growth and what everyone should strive for. Inflation incentivizes spending because your dollars in the future are worth less than they are today. You're incentivized to spend, not save.
No one's going to save soon because saving's going to hurt you. Saving your money is going to be pointless because you're not going to be able to buy something a year from now. So you're going to have to buy things now. So no one's going to save. You get it? Saving's going to look down upon. No one's going to have savings. We're getting into a crazy time, guys.
That our debts that we have incurred over many years become unmanageable. Defaults occur, and a vicious cycle of deleveraging may ensue. So they do everything they can to avoid this. This means pumping air back in. Hence, the stimulative monetary policy, low interest rates, quantitative easing, and the like, as well as the fiscal bonanza from Congress. So what comes next? What are the risks of all of this? Are we likely to see rampant inflation? First off, let me just say that there are no easy answers to this question. Put simply, deflation just means that the purchasing power of your dollar is increasing over time. Inflation is the opposite of that. The purchasing power of your dollar goes down. Stagflation is a unique one in that it is an environment where you have inflation alongside higher unemployment and lack of wage growth. The risk today is much more around deflation versus inflation. You have an environment where banks are actually tightening their lending standards, not loosening them. If deflation is completely intolerable for the Fed and Congress, they will do more and more to avoid it, which, if unchecked, could flip you into an environment of higher inflation very quickly. If we remain in an environment of record-breaking deficit spending alongside zero interest rates, It is certainly one possible outcome here that we would see a world of rising inflation and high unemployment, the dreaded stagflation that plagued the US in the 1970s after the oil crisis of 1973. With the recent Fed announcement on its shift in policy, namely that they will wait to see inflation rather than taking preemptive actions to head it off, market observers would be wise to keep an eye on this space. The Fed has a target inflation rate of about 2%. So the fear is that you all of a sudden hit an environment where inflation far exceeds that target rate. You start seeing the inflation rates that you hear about of hyperinflation in Weimar Germany post-World War I, or Zimbabwe, or Venezuela. The risk of hyperinflation in the United States is actually quite low. We are the global reserve currency. People need dollars around the world in order to settle their transactions. So our risk of hyperinflation is actually quite muted.
I don't think so. I disagree with him completely. I really do. Because he's not taking into account the trillions of dollars in derivatives and the credit default swaps and all the other money that's locked up. He's looking at the money that he sees. He doesn't realize there's more money than even, he didn't bring up the trillions of dollars in derivative contracts, and he didn't bring up the fractional reserve lending. He glossed over so many things lightly, and that's the issue here. If you go around America and you ask people about the American dollar, 30% of Americans will tell you it's still backed by gold. Still backed by gold, which is insane, honestly. Just going over. All right, guys, I'm going to take a nap. Be back in the morning, but have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing, and enjoy. Love you guys. Sell NIO. I don't like to tell anyone what to do, man. We gotta look at the chart tomorrow. Take a look at it. It's not moving right now, so it's possible though. Very possible. This looks like a lot of things are going to be down tomorrow. So it is what it is. You're going to have to weather the storm, man. So we're used to this in crypto, just like Bitcoin. Dumping on you. All right, guys, with that, I'm going to yawn myself out. Have a wonderful day. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, crypto is life.